See, now I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. This family I have worked with before, not necessarily the person I'm currently with, but I have worked with a relative very near dear to the person I'm working with. And what I find very fascinating about it is it just seems like it's one of those families that just click in every aspect that you're just like, oh my god, okay, you just like the, and then there's just like it's just like, oh, okay, okay, because I've had many families that just seem to be very dysfunctional. It's just like, fuck are y'all even related? Like you don't even look alike, you don't act like, you don't even have like any like similar patterns and you this. It's like how the does this even work? But what I absolutely enjoy about this family is it makes me seem like because I say I'm not much of a talker, and I really am not unless I'm around the right people. Like if I'm around the right people, the problem is getting me shit to fuck up. If I'm around the wrong people, the problem is getting me to speak. So I just try to explain to them that like I just feel very comfortable and open to speak to them because this is a psychology test. A lot of people tend to fail it, and I'm 100% fine with it. I have no questions about my sexuality, but you might. That's 100% fine. I will answer the question, but where's your mother at? Now, so how old is she? I prefer her to be under 50. She can be in her 40s, and she could be 49 and maybe 50, but she got to be fine. I'm just saying, if she aged like fine wine, I'm going to get a taste. If she aged like cheese, well, no thank you. So like I have no issue speaking to anybody in that family, as in my client as well as his son as well as his wife, and it's just like I don't know. I believe everything happens for a reason. It's just I'm not always able to see the difference between a blessing, a lesson, a curse, a repeated cycle. And I've been trying to be better about. I've been better about trying to get my intensive gut feelings. Like I've been lately trying to think like if they make me feel like an adult, and what I mean by an adult is I'll explain all these things. Hopefully, if I have enough time to. I assume to. When I feel like an adult, I mean I feel like yeah, just gotta be strict, gotta be serious. Fix my suit, gotta be busy, gotta keep working, cause I gotta get the house, I gotta get that car, I gotta get that girl, or I gotta get that man, or I gotta get whatever society approves of it. I gotta get everything that everybody lets you. I gotta be angry, I can't be too happy, I can't be too emotional, I got a penis, so I gotta make sure I provide all the time, just being a man, and like, kids have no fucking worries, and that's like, if you make me feel childish and good feeling, woohoo, Luffy, I just do what I want to do. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just being me, being free, just giving you what I really needed. Besides, society says, tough luck, not fair. Pay this fair, even though you can't. We don't care. We don't want to share. We just want you to drown. Wow, you're so bright. Now, we're not going to give you enough funding, but you might be an issue one day, but if we don't teach you, you won't be. I became everything they called me. I used to be called Bug, a gentleman, and a scholar, constantly. Guess exactly what I am. One of the kindest assholes you will meet, as well as a pest to those that want you to. Fall in line. We all have one mind. No, you do not. There is no blueprints for humanity. Rather, if you have all the appendage that I have, or rather you are lacking, you can still be human. Rather, you have my pigmentation, or rather you have something different, you can be human too. Rather, you have my synapses connections, my neural pathways. Rather, you think like me or not, you can still be human too. Regardless of what's in between your legs, regardless what's inside your head, regardless of what other people tell you. You can be whatever you really want to be. And if there isn't already somebody that looks like you, mother flipper, maybe you're the person to start the trend for other people that look like you. And here I am speaking for who? Well, I don't know. Technically speaking, I belong to a handful of communities, being disabled, being melanated, being from Haiti, being adopted, being crazy. I fall in so many groups of what will they see? I am athletic and possibly mentally. I know physically disabled, but I'm crazy. So maybe that's why they don't want a baby. But I'm not that, like, I'm gonna abuse you. It's like, I forgot to. Whoopsie, I don't know you, stranger danger, and I don't wanna be around you. Or, hi, I don't want you to be in my life. No, I don't want to be in this room. This shit confuses me. Like, how am I supposed to respect everybody when some people got so many big too much. Either way, when so many different minds think differently, some people believe that there's one way to do everything, And some people believe that there's multiple ways to do one thing, and I am a believer that there's multiple ways to do one thing. So therefore, hell, I don't give a fuck. If you want to fuck guys as a guy. If you want to fuck girls. As long as things are done within the age parameters as well as consensually, I don't give a fuck. Literally. And that's just my belief in life. But I also realize that other people don't have that exact same belief. I'm just like, okay. So you're telling me, and this is always going to seem stupid, and I know you can't argue with idiots, but just see me. So you're telling me, you individually do not partake in any of the things that they do, and it doesn't really affect you because, well, you don't partake in it now, do you? And because it's not like, I don't know, setting a fucking house on fire, or, I don't know, molesting somebody, or I don't know, murdering somebody, they're just kissing another guy, and if you look the other way, or if you close your eyes, or if you weren't in the room, you wouldn't know that they kissed another dude as a dude, and you're telling me you want to hurt them for that, and you're telling me they're going to hell for that, and you're telling me they're wrong for that, and you're telling me because you perceived something that God has been seeing for eons that they're the bad one. I'm confused as why you're telling me what other people should do when that's their life, that's their world, and they're not to me. Like, I don't know, they both look like pretty consenting adults. Like, that dude look like he's 240, and the other dude look like he's about 190, and they both 6 feet. Like, I ain't gonna tell them shit, to be honest, because they scared the fuck out of me. But go ahead, say that louder, please, go ahead. I'll befriend them just so I don't have to fucking talk to you anymore, because fuck you. Like, I want happiness, I want peace, I want unification, and sometimes women ain't it, and sometimes men ain't it, and sometimes you don't like what the fuck other people like because it doesn't work for you. You can't tell a fucking paraplegic to go for a fucking walk. You can't tell a black person to swim. You can't tell a white person, I meant a colored person, Caucasian people, you're all changing colors. When you're fucking mad, you're turning red. When you're cold, you're turning blue. Why you looking off colored? I'm just saying, you can't tell a Caucasian person to have their own trends. I'm just saying. Either flipping way, everybody's different. You gotta learn to love and hate the differences the right ways, because there is bad differences. Like, okay, like, let's say I like guys. That would be fine if I like guys within my age parameters of being a 26-year-old person. I need to like adult men. But if I, as a guy, like little boys, now that's a fucking problem, because that would make me a pedophile. That'd make me a fucking stain in society, make me a fuck up in the gene pool. That's a fucking problem. But for the fact that I would like guys of my age, not a problem. Is it really that hard? I don't think it fucking is. I think a lot of things are simple, but I think common sense has somehow completely died, as if maybe it's critical thinking I'm thinking of. I don't know which one it is, but one of those two have died throughout my upbringing. I'm just like, this has nothing to do with you. If this isn't raping, if this isn't molesting, if this isn't grooming, if this isn't harming people physically, mentally, spiritually, sexually, what the fuck does it matter? Like, it might hurt your eyes, but like, you could be blind to your own shit. I don't know. I realize there's a lot more mental people in this world than the world wants to admit. And it's like, oh, you guys are just making it up. Or are we being better educated on the stuff that we were unaware of earlier? So, like, I had this one thought, because I saw something on Facebook about, like, what was the highest peak before Mount Everest? It doesn't fucking matter. Mount Everest was always the highest peak. Just because it wasn't, what was the highest peak before Mount Everest was discovered? It was always Mount Everest, but just because you didn't know it existed does not mean Mount Everest wasn't the highest peak. So therefore, just because you didn't know I had those issues, it doesn't mean that they weren't always there. You have seen it as something else, while other people could label it as the truth. You say that's weird, that's quirky, that's just them being them. Oh, they just had too much, or they're just thinking too much. Maybe there's just something you don't know that they do know, but you don't want to because of your ego, and you know everything, and well, in my day, and things fucking change, and you have to be adaptable to it or be left behind. Like, I get that, and eventually I will be left behind due to the fact that as things change, my body, my time, my energy, my value will become obsolete. But at this current moment, I'm still pretty prime. It's just a silent person. Yeah! No steroids, just a bunch of weed and madness. Either flipping way, I don't know, I always feel, not always feel lucky, but in certain instances, in certain moments is when I can actually remember to reflect and to actually be grateful for the blessings I've gotten. I'm just glad when I can be just myself and naked when I communicate with people. And some people I can, and some people I can't. And the biggest thing I've come to learn in life is My problem to communicate with you isn't the problem that you and I have together. My problem to communicate with you is the problem that you have with yourself.